Om Maham Vadra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum.
Greetings, beloved beings of light. I am Paul White Gold Eagle with PrimeDisclosure.com. We have a very special transmission for you today on this very special key marker day of a key intersecting node of harmonic resonance on the Mayan Tzolk'in calendar. We are in the third galactic activation portal day in a row out of 10 galactic activation portals through the Omega column on the Tzolk'in calendar. And today we are entering the ancient future. This is from Harmonic Convergence 2020 through 2028. Entering the ancient future now. Today, October 13th, 2022, marks a key intersecting node of harmonic resonance between the three calendrical systems we have been exploring for the past years. The Gregorian calendar, the Mayan long count of 13 Baktun and 20 Baktun cycles, the 13-moon 28-day calendar, and the Tzolk'in 1320 natural time matrix. October 2022, synchronic portal between past, present, and future. For the past years, we have been highlighting on this page the multiple numeric and harmonic factors converging during this entire 2020 through 2022 transition, indicating to us a clear and coherent integration between these three calendars. How is this? The month of October 2022, the 10th month of the Gregorian year, holds an intersection of special significance. It is during times like these that we can appreciate the synchronic order operating at an astonishing harmonic resonance level, weaving a perfect blanket of continuity between past, present, and future timelines. Contemplation of these cyclical patterns and practice of a recapitulation and remembrance of the integrity of the hologram, the whole gram, during portals like today represent unique opportunities to model and hold the memory field as the fourth dimensional frequency of continuing consciousness. The harmonic convergence of the ancient future now. October holds this synchronic memory imprint of events that have shaped the evolution of humanity. It is through the remembrance of these markers that we can attune our minds and bodies to a higher order of reality that is orchestrating and coordinating the events taking place on and beyond the third dimensional realm. What we experience on a daily basis on Earth at an individual and collective level is a function of universal templates of cyclical order that permeate and operate throughout all dimensions. When we tap into these templates, we become conduits for harmony to inform with coherence the mental field of the Earth, also known as the noosphere. Let's time travel and examine the most significant markers to keep present in this present future now. October 4th marks the end date of the Julian count in 1582. Note, October 4th, 2021 marked the synchronization with the start date of the new Sirius cycle count on Keen 34, 8 Wizard, 1987, 726. October 13th marks the end and the start of a new Piktun cycle, 20 Baktuns, since the start of the Maya long count, 3113 BC to 4772 AD. This is a synchronic threshold only comparable to the December 21st, 2012 event horizon. October 15th marks 440 years completed since the start date of the Gregorian calendar in 1582. 440 years is 22 cycles of 20 years each. In other words, 2022 marks 20 times 22 years since the institutionalization from disorder. October 21st marks the ancient future return of Mayan master synchronic architect Pakal Votan in 4772. October 22nd marks the second external conjunction between Earth and Venus, holding the second star point of the 2020 through 2028 pentagonal cycle. October 25th triple solar alignment. October 25th, 2022 marks the second solar eclipse of the 2022 eclipse pair. It is a partial solar eclipse and will take precisely on Keen 160 yellow self-existing sun. Keen 160 corresponds to the golden intersection of the 260-day cycle. We are currently transiting the 50th galactic spin that started on Keen 1 Dragon last May 19, 2022, synchronized with the zenithal alignment of the Sun with the Pleiades at the latitude of the pyramid of Kukulkan in the Yucatan. In other words, this solar eclipse is highlighting the golden section point of the trajectory of the Sun since it aligned with the Pleiades on the first day of this 260-day cycle. Time is art. Coming full circle, closing a 3,600-day hologram. On the ancient Maya long count, October 30th, 2022, marks precisely the completion of 10 perfect cycles of 360 days, known as Tun, since the closing of the 13th Bak Tun on 2012-12-21, December 21st, 2012. 3,600 days is a perfect fractal hologram of the 360 degrees on a circle. This is therefore a key intersection of harmonic resonance on the advanced vigesimal system. Within this system, this date is noted as 13.0.10.0.0. 3 Ahau, the equivalent of Keen 123 Sun. On the galactic Maya count, the date is corresponding to Keen 165 Red Solar Serpent. Fractal galactic synchronization. In other words, the eve of the last day, day 3,600 since the closing of the 13 Baktun cycle and crossing the 12/21/2012 event horizon on long count marker 13.0.0.0.0.0 corresponds to Keen 164 Yellow Galactic Seed and is synchronizing with the completion of 9 Zolkeen cycles of 260 days since we crossed the galactic synchronization event horizon on July 26, 2013. Time is art. October 13th through the 21st, time travel to the ancient future, now. As mentioned above, October 13, 4772, holds a key harmonic marker on the ancient Maya long count. This date, noted as 1.0.0.0.0.0, 10 Ahau, is only 2 days before the completion of 3,190 years from the Gregorian calendar reform. The mysterious date that has baffled archaeologists, researchers, and elders for years is referenced at the top of the Temple of Inscriptions in Palenque, Chiapas, along with the long count date 1.0.0.0.0.8, 5 Lamat, marking the completion of 80 calendar rounds of 52 years from the accession of time architect Pakal Votan to the throne of Palenque, Lakama, on July 26, 615 AD. October 21st is also only 2 days away from the birth date of the first deity, the so-called Palenque triad, known as G1, on October 23rd, 2360 BC, long count marker 1.18.5.3.7, 13 Kimi, 19 K. 5-star synchronic alignment. Thanks to the harmonic resonance qualities embedded into the synchronic order, today we can now observe in real time the synchronization between the ancient Maya long count and the galactic Maya count. How is this? The mysterious return date in the distant future on 5 Lamat is synchronizing today with its corresponding analog frequency on the galactic Maya count, Keen 148 5-star, and the 2,750-year milestone to the closing of the 20th Baktun. Time is art. Let's revisit this excerpt from a note posted 1 year ago during the same window. Getting the whole picture of the future, the peak Tun cycle. The Maya recorded higher cycles above the Baktun, leaving us clues into the fractal measure and the harmonic nature present in their advanced time science and its elegant vigesimal mathematical system. Of special relevance for this investigation is the 20 Baktun cycle. The text from the Western tablet of the Temple of the Inscriptions mentions the date of Pakal's birthday and then counts far into the future in order to arrive at 1 Piktun. The mathematics only work if 20 Baktuns equal 1 Piktun. As to why these texts discussing Pakal go so far into the future, the facts are few and the theories many. Perhaps it was a statement about the eternal nature of his soul, or future reincarnation. Thanks to these records, Jose Arguelles was able to reconstruct the entire fractal hologram of 20 Baktuns, past plus present plus future intersection of timelines. The excerpt below is from one of his last articles entitled 1000 Days to 2012, 7 Baktuns of Timeship Earth 2013. Also gives us more insights on this mysterious date in the far future. The conclusion of the 13 Baktun Great Cycle of History, 21st of December 2012, actually marks a 0 point, which is both an ending and a beginning. As of this date, a new 7 Baktun cycles begins that will run its course in the year 4772, old count, that is 2,760 years later. During the 54th new Sirius cycle, these 2,760 years encompass the 7 Baktuns of the second creation of the law of time, the span of the sixth sun of consciousness. This fact is derived from the following. It is interesting that recent decodings of the hieroglyphs at Palenque, which are understood to have been made during the reign of Pakal the Great, refer to dates beyond the end of the long count calendar. On the tablet of inscriptions at Palenque, a date of 1.0.0.0.0.8, 5 Lamat, 1 Mol, can be inferred, otherwise known as the 21st of October, 4772, almost 3,000 years in the future. Perhaps we can deduce from this that Pakal himself believed that the end of the fifth age did not represent the end of time or of the earth, and that his name would still be mentioned in the sixth age. This is a most significant piece of information. It indicates that 8 days after the end of the 20th Baktun, 1.0.0.0.0.0, that Pakal Votan will return. If October 21st, self-existing moon 4, 4772 is 1.0.0.0.0.8, then October 13, electric moon 24, will be the precise completion of the 20 Baktun cycle, which began on the 13th of August, 3113 BC. Even more profoundly is the fact that this 20 Baktun inscription demonstrates the complete power of the numbers 13 and 20 with the occulted interval of 7-13 Baktuns, encompass the great cycle of history, but 7 Baktuns more define the great cycle of the sixth sun of the noosphere. 20 is the Mayan number of totality, meaning that the conclusion of 20 Baktuns will mark a complete cycle of totality of the planet Earth, from the unconscious 13 Baktun cycle of history to the cosmic conscious 7 Baktun cycle of the noosphere. If 5,125 years of operating from inharmonious and mechanistic standards of time produced the disaster of global civilization, what will 2,760 years of operating by harmonic cycles of synchronization produce? Will this not be the true golden age of an enlightened humanity at one with the cosmos, at home and forever free, on Timeship Earth 2013? Golden age, golden thread, golden proportion, golden spiral of time. The synchronic order is based on the prophecy of Pakal Votan, revealing the golden thread that links past, present, and future. From the fractal time perspective, the transition from Baktun number 20 to 21 holds the same numerical resonance as the transition from century number 20 to 21 on the Gregorian count, as well as the transition from the year 2020 to 2021. This transition window represents therefore a key fractal threshold, considering that 1. On the Maya long count, we are currently transiting the Baktun coded by number 13, 2012 through 2406. Number 13 holds the 7th position on the logarithmic spiral. Number 2, 2022 marks the completion of 21 years from the start of the 21st century, 1/1/2001. Number 21 holds the 8th position of the logarithmic spiral. 3. This is therefore an intersection of unprecedented harmonic significance between the dissonance of the Gregorian calendar and the perfect harmonic resonance of the 13-moon, 28-day calendar and the vigesimal system of the Mayan long count. October 21st, 2013 through 2021, noospheric synchronization. Precisely 1 year ago, October 21st, 2021, also marked the completion of 8 years from the synchronization of this future time portal with another time portal, 9/11/2001. How is this? October 21st, 2013 marked precisely the completion of 17 Zolkins from the events of September 11th, 2001, as presented by Arweus on Time and the Technosphere, The Law of Time in Human Affairs, 2002. This day signaled the emergence of the noosphere. The noosphere, or rainbow brain, is comprised by 8 Zolkin plates. 8 years corresponds to 1 lunar octave of 104 moons, equivalent to 8 cycles of 13 moons each. Both 8 and 13 hold the 6th and 7th position on the logarithmic spiral. Why is this relevant now? Space meets time, giving form to form. On the 13-moon, 28-day calendar, October 21st corresponds every year to day number 4 of moon number 4. Within the cosmology of time, number 4 is the tone that defines and gives measure to form across the fabric of time and space. How is this? Number 4 defines space as the square and the 4 directions, east, north, west, south. Number 4 also defines the basic form of the primary cosmology of time. 4 seasons in a year, spring, summer, fall, winter. 4 phases of the moon, new, waxing, full, waning. 4 perfect weeks of 7 days in a moon. 4 daily watches in a day. Midnight to sunrise, sunrise to midday, midday to sunset, sunset to midnight. These 4 stages are represented by the 4 primary colors of the cosmology of time. 1. Red initiates. 2. White refines. 3. Blue transforms. 4. Yellow ripens. Synchronic preamble to the wave spell of evolution. Meanwhile, on the Zolkin count, today is Keen 148, 5-star, and we are precisely 2,750 years away from this ancient future marker of October 13, 4772. This date will correspond to Keen 46, 7 World Bridger on the Zolkin count. In other words, last October 16, 2021, Keen 46 marked another harmonic node of resonance holding an interval of Zolkin cycles of 260 days to October 21st, 4772. These multiple fractal synchronizations took place during the 13-day cycle of the Sun, Solar Seal 20, and right before we enter the 13-day coded by Solar Seal 13, the Skywalker wave spell of prophecy, Keen 53 through 65. This is the 5th cycle of 13 days of the Zolkin matrix. The red Skywalker represents the archetype of the prophet. Within the cosmology of time, number 13 holds the cyclical power of cosmic time, represented by the 13 Baktuns of the long count, the 13 moons of the year, the 13 orbits of Venus around the sun during one pentagonal cycle, the 13 days of a wave spell. 13. Number of prophecy. From the historic and prophetic perspective, Keen 53, 1 Skywalker, acts as an analog sign of the indigenous 1 Bane, 1 Reid, Akatl, associated with the historical prophetic figure known as Ke Akatl Topilzin Quetzalcoatl, who walked the earth for 52 years, 947 through 999 AD. His prophecy of 13 heavens and 9 underworlds were condensed by American author Tony Shearer in his book Lord of the Dawn, 1971. This prophecy was embraced by Jose and Lloydine Arguelles, who organized the Harmonic Convergence of 1987, the first synchronized global meditation on Earth, on August 16 through the 17th, 1987, to commemorate its fulfillment. 2021 marks the harmonic milestone of 34 years since the fulfillment of the Quetzalcoatl prophecy, and the next Keen 55-56 will mark 48 Zolkeen cycles since this groundbreaking event, 21-34-55. 2022, Year of Prophecy. Now also is relevant to remember that according to 1 Keen equal 1 moon fractal count of 260 moons, introduced on the 20 tablets of the Law of Time, 1997, this entire 13 moon planetary service wave spell is coded by Keen 66, 1 World Bridger. Therefore, the entire 3rd and 4th moons correspond to Keen 68, 3 star, and Keen 69, 4 moon. The same gateways coding the most recent entrance to this 13 moon year on July 25th through 26, 2022, Day Out of Time and Syrian New Year. In other words, this coming moon, 2022 to 2023, 13 moons to bridge the worlds. Following the 1 Keen equal 1 moon fractal count of 260 moons that started in 1997 with the second stage of the Telektanon prophecy revelation, see 20 tablets of the Law of Time, the entire 13 moon planetary service wave spell that we just closed corresponded to the Skywalker wave spell of prophecy. Therefore, this year of the red self-existing moon that we are now starting is coded by Keen 66, 1 World Bridger. The World Bridger is represented by a skull, symbolizing the death of the ego, old self, as well as all our ancestral heritage, supporting us from behind the veil at this time to transition into the next stage of our evolution as a species. This is the second cycle of 13 moons out of 4 within the 52 moon cycle that goes from Keen 53 to Keen 104, 13 seed, 2021 through 2025, the White Castle of Crossing. Fractal time synchronization, 13 moons in 13 days. This means that during these 13 days we are once again transiting a fractal synchronization portal where each daily Keen corresponds to each moon of the year. This nested fractal synchronization is taking place from July 23rd, Keen 66, to August 4th, 2022, Keen 78 on the Gregorian calendar. In other words, the entire magnetic moon of the current new Sirius cycle 35, NS 1.35, corresponds to Keen 66, the second moon to Keen 67, the third moon to Keen 68, and the entire fourth moon of this year coded by Keen 69. 69, 4 moon corresponds to Keen 69, 4 moon. Holding a perfect synchronization fractal of 28 days where the Keen of the moon holds the energy of the kin of the year. This cycle goes from October 18th, 2022 to November 14th, 2022, and its exact midpoint corresponds to October 31st and November 1st. Precisely every year, this window of time, comprised between October 31st to November 2nd, corresponds to 3 days of multicultural celebrations across the earth to honor the life and memory of those loved ones who have crossed this plane of existence. This 3-day window corresponds to October 31st, Samhain, Halloween, Pagan, Celtic, Druid, November 1st, All Saints' Day, the Catholic Church, November 2nd, Dia de los Muertos, Popular Culture, Mexico. On the Wheel of the Seasons, this day marks one of the 4 cross-quarter festivals around the world that honor the 3 principles present in nature. 1. Life. 2. Death. 3. Regeneration. From the purely archetypal perspective, these festivals reflect then the cyclical nature of time, the passing of the seasons, and the recollection of the last crops before the arrival of the winter in the northern hemisphere. These fruits were offered during this time to the spirits of nature and to the ancestors as a way to give thanks for having provided abundance during the year. Time is art. Transitioning into a new species, the 2020 through 2022 transition marks the flowering of the first generation of the third millennium of the current civil calendar. This is then a time inviting us to think about regeneration and envision a new future. In la ketch a la keen. From 13 months, 28 days.info. Thank you for joining us today, beloved beings of light. Have a most beautiful and blessed third day of galactic activation portals. Be sure to check out our full transmissions later tonight. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, share this video. And if you'd like to support our work and mission, you can make a monthly pledge or donation at our links at egolovecondor.com. Keep walking gently your sacred path with heart, with peace and love in every step. Keep shining your light brightly into the night. The eagle and the condor love you all. Namaste.